We have the dating expert, Brough Olsen, here today. Brough, how are you?
I'm doing so well, Sierra. Thanks for having me on today.
Thanks for being on. I live for when you're on this show. For those that are tuning in for maybe the first time, welcome to the show. What is it that you do, Brough?
Sure. So I am a professional dating coach. I help people who maybe are struggling, striking out in dating. Maybe they would just want to re-enter the dating scene. They reach out to me and make sure they have the best experiences possible.
Yes, and what we do here on the show is we get to ask Brough all the burning questions, and usually it's by an anonymous person writing in or a viewer writing in, but today this one is just for you, Brough. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. When you got engaged, the dating expert gets engaged, you decided to do it on your wife's timeline. Why did you decide to do that?
God, that's such a good question. I'll preface this just a little bit. I know a lot of people, women in particular, get into relationships, and before they know it, they're like in a year or two or three, and they're like, why is the guy like not proposing? And it really comes down to the fact that they're not requiring it.
Yeah.
So what my wife Diana did, which to this day, like it's one of the most powerful things that she's ever done with me, just personally. She said, and we were probably dating for like maybe 3-4 months. Oh, let me preface this even more. So I had been married prior, and I was very gun shy, very hesitant, and kind of turned off to the idea of marriage.
Right.
And so what she said was, if within a year of dating me, you don't know that you want to marry me, I'll go find somebody who does.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this girl knows exactly the type of value that she brings to a relationship, a partnership, just the dating marketplace. She's gonna be spoiled for choice for good, high quality guys. So I was like, well, it gives me a little bit of time to think. So on the very day to the year is when I proposed, because I took her very seriously. When she said it, she didn't say it kind of wishy-washy. She was very convicted. She was confident. She knew herself, and that she wouldn't struggle to find somebody. So I saw that in her eyes, and it just made me like value her more and appreciate the clarity in how she felt about marriage and that type of commitment. So if she was able to respect it like that, and I cared for her the way that I did, who am I to stand in the way? I want to give her the things that make her happy. So I was more than happy to do that.
You know what? I feel like a lot of men feel like they're pressured into this timeline, and the way that she did it, it's amazing. I have the opportunity to get to know his wife Diana, and she's such a strong and beautiful person, and she is independent. So the fact that she wants to come together with you, or anyone for that matter, it's amazing. What would you say to someone watching right now, a man that maybe feels the pressure of it? What advice could you give?
If you're feeling the pressure, like it's an unnatural,
a negative thing,
like
right?
a negative thing, maybe ask yourself why. Do you feel like you're having freedoms taken away? I know a lot of guys feel like that if they're going to commit to somebody, like being able to stay out late, being able to just go hang out with your guy friends, things like this. That doesn't have to necessarily be something that you give up. I go and have a drink with my guy friends all the time. I'm very respectful to my marriage dynamic. I very clearly communicate to Diana, this is what I'd like to do. Make sure it doesn't conflict with any plans of hers. Like, we have a very, very good understanding that we need to maintain our own individuality, and we don't need to box each other in. So if your idea of marriage is one that boxes you in, I think that's because you haven't constructed your relationship to allow you to still have the freedom. So who wants to commit to something that's going to box you in?
No one. Mic drop. This is my favorite one you've ever done, and you've been here so many times. If we want to find more information about Brough Olsen, the dating expert, where can we do that?
Sure. You can go to my website, brougholsen.com. You can follow me on Instagram, the Brough Olsen. Facebook, same thing. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, Brough Olsen, the Dating Expert.
Thanks so much for being here, Brough.
Thanks for having me, Sierra.